We are live on X now. We are live on YouTube. Simulcasts are good to go. Leon, what's going on, man? Did I just dox you? I meant Glizzy McGuire. What's going on, man?
This is the first time I've ever watched this video. I've obviously heard the song 1,000 million times, but I'm just kind of enthralled right now.
It's my second time ever watching the music video, actually. 5 Grammys says gifted. Like, man.
Sheesh.
They better hope. I gotta say, they better hope Drake doesn't have all the dirt on all of them, because he's probably going to be dishing. I'll say that much.
2024 wasn't his year.
Apparently not, man. Apparently not. All right, we got to get on over to Gifted's request. It's a Kendrick kind of day. Let's get some Kendrick and Metro in here.
Mm-hmm.
Let Ray cook. What's going on, man? Happy Hump Day. It ain't that. It's not a kind of day. It's a good kind of day. Let Ray cook. It's all good. we're gonna get you gassed up. Hopefully, you get a good NBA trade deadline, Ray. Manifesting that for you.
Will we be announcing what's happening to Jimmy Butler and Kevin Durant during this stream?
I sure hope so. Yeah, Dan, the Lakers fan, what's going on? Trade deadline has been absolutely insane. No doubt about it. Golden State Warriors Latam in the house. Stephen A for president says double D. The trolling
has got a power chat.
Shout out to you.
Power chat. Austin M Racing fan. Shout out. Keep up the good work. We will do our best. Appreciate the power chat, man. And good to see you.
Now we have to get NASCAR rights sooner.
We got to get all the rights. That's what we're working on it, y'all. What's going on, Joe?
Hey, guys.
It's a playback fam jam right now. Hey. All right. We're on the other side of noon now. I think we can go ahead and get it started. What do y'all say?
Let's do it.
We'll go back to the YouTube video real quick because my graphics skipped. Now we're ready. All right, playback team. It's been good to see you. I'll see you again in a little bit when we chat. I'm going to boot you from the stage now. We're going to get this thing started. What is going on, folks? Thanks for rolling through to the first edition of This Week on Playback. My name is Brandon from Playback, but you can call me B-Tow. And welcome to This Week on Playback, the live podcast that keeps you up to date on all things Playback and gives you an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at what we're working on over here at Playback. One scheduling note, we are doing this today on a Wednesday, but moving forward, we're going to be doing this every week on Thursday, noon Pacific, every single week. We didn't want to compete with the NBA trade deadline tomorrow at noon Pacific, so mentioning that trade deadline, if you haven't already scheduled your trade deadline playback stream, I'm going to give you about 30 seconds right now. I want you to go ahead and get that scheduled right now. So go ahead and schedule those trade deadline streams. As chat's called out, trade deadline's been insane. So make sure you're taking advantage of the opportunity to go ahead and get some viewers. So go ahead and schedule those trade deadline streams now, folks. All right. So this week on Playback, the rundown, we're going to get into room subscriptions launch. That is the main event for today. We also have a couple other things we want to share with you, a new addition to roles and permissions coming at you. And then also, we got a little party with Playback with NBA All-Star Weekend coming up to announce. So we're going to bring on some members of the Playback team to help us announce some of this stuff. So don't be afraid to ask questions in chat. And at the end of the session, we will be doing a Q&A and AMA where you guys can ask me anything up here on stage. For those of you over on YouTube or on Twitter checking out the simulcast, we love you. We appreciate you. Stay there if you want. But the only place you're actually going to be able to hop on stage and ask us questions and get all this insight and all this interactivity is going to be in the Playback room. So go ahead and download the Playback app, hop in the room, come rock with us. I promise you, you're going to have a good time. All right. Let's get right into it. First thing we're going to do is get into the clip of the week. This is going to be a segment every week on This Week on Playback. So please, and you will see this as a theme throughout the course of this entire live stream, please cut clips of your Playback streams, y'all. Please, please, please. And when you do, please tag us on social so we know that you've cut these clips and we can acknowledge you for it. So this week's clip of the week comes from Camino Al Garden, Celtics at 76ers on February 2nd, 2025. If you guys didn't notice, I had to rock my Cavs gear because I did select a Celtics clip as clip of the week. Let's go ahead and roll the film.
Mete la pata Holly, no le cobran nada. Council, cuarto para tres. Vino Frunciola, te lo dije, Andrés. Ese tiro no lo tomaban con esa desconfianza en el primer tiempo.
Hauser. ¡Ay!
Holiday. Brown, desde lado Tatum. Contra Yao lo tiene que atacar. KT, para adentro. No, se separa. Tira con parábola para tres. La bomba de Tatum para Boston. Pasaron al frente.
Bueno.
For the English speakers in the chat, who needs Duolingo? Can it get more electric than that as far as trying to learn some Spanish goes? Yeah, I mean, listen, the Celtics got us last night. I'm not going to lie, in our own house, but absolutely fire clip from you guys, Camino Al Garden. Love that. Make sure, again, you guys tag us at Watch Playback when you post clips to socials if you want an opportunity to be featured in the clip of the week here on This Week on Playback. Next up, we've got the tip of the week. So this is also going to be a segment that I'll do every week where I just give you a tip that I've seen work well for Playback creators. And hopefully it works for you to help you grow your Playback channel. And honestly, the theme here is grow your following on all socials. So tip of the week, following up the clip of the week, perfect segue. Post clips of all your Playback streams to TikTok, IG Reels, YouTube Shorts. If you don't have a TikTok account, an Instagram account, and a YouTube account associated with your Playback brand or your online streaming brand, it's time to change that, y'all. Playback is the perfect way to go ahead and cut up clips of your live streaming sessions so that you can grow everywhere else. And the best part about this is you have a unique advantage when it comes to this. Other people, when they're trying to post these, short clips of NBA highlights, they have to go find the highlight. They have to go grab their own video. They got to sync everything up. Just use your live clipping tool in Playback, y'all. It's super easy. Your goal should be to try to cut at least one clip from every one of your Playback streams and watch your YouTube audience, your TikTok audience, and your Instagram audience grow. And over time, continue to come on over into your Playback room to rock with you live. Like Weisberg says, one thing he recommends is to clip during the games. Staff can see it. That is exactly what I'm calling out here. When you guys do cut clips, we actually get notifications. Our entire team does. So we know who's cutting clips. We know when you guys cut clips. And, we definitely want to support you guys as far as interacting and amplifying those posts. So definitely post your clips to socials. Okay, the word of the week is going to be our last weekly segment. The word of the week this week is spotlight. And you guys may have noticed even this session itself got the main stage spotlight treatment, but the main stage room isn't necessarily active anymore. We've actually made it possible to give any room the main stage spotlight. So you maybe have seen some spotlight events from folks like Ballers Only, Gilbert Arenas. If you have a special event, you want to bring on a special guest, you think you have a stream that's worthy of the main stage spotlight, let us know. Hit us up in Discord, send us an email, contact@playback.tv. We definitely want to support creators of all sizes and giving them the spotlight if and when possible. So absolutely let us know if you have an event that you want spotlit. And as Kaiza mentions, you can stay cozy in your own room with your own following, with your regular crew, and we can handle giving you that spotlight view from our homepage. So definitely let us know if you want some spotlight action. And with that, we're going to get into some room subscription stuff. So to help me with room subscriptions, I got some members of the product team. I got Kevin coming up. I got Leon coming up. I think we might even have Joe coming up. Hop up on stage, boys. And this is the great power of Playback, y'all, because I didn't prep anything for their sections, right? Like, this is the multiplayer aspect of this, right? They now get to take over the production themselves. I don't have to do anything. And they can show you guys what's going on with room subscriptions. Take it away, Kevin.
Let's do this. So yeah, today we're super pumped to talk to you about room subscriptions. Just a little bit of the backstory. Playback is a place that you can hang for fun and just do it to connect with friends, connect with other people. But we also want this to be a place for creators to build a long-term career. If you want to grow a brand and build a public following, supporting you economically is a big part of that, giving you the resources to capitalize the growth of your brand. So from early on, we added a creator fund, and that today is one of the primary revenue sources for many of the rooms on Playback. So with the creator fund, as a reminder, you get compensated for every stream you host based on the engagement in your stream with your community. We're going to continue to support creators this way. But it's important that we layer on top of that and add monetization to the platform and cut creators in on that. And the first category of monetization that we've been focusing on is, KD, no desire to return. Dang. I'll try not to pay attention to the KD. But the first category of monetization we've been concentrating on is the category of fan funding. So we know that rooms on Playback are not just spaces for a single creator, but it's often a group community that is putting together a show. We'll often see 100 people on stage over the course of a week in many of our rooms. And we know that the chat is also a big part of the content that gets created. So we think there's huge appetite from communities to contribute financially to fund their community, not just because they're supporting the creator, but in many cases they are co-creators of the show. So they are effectively funding themselves to participate and grow a community brand. To that end, last year we released the first fan funding product, the Power Chat. So this allows you to attach some money to a chat message, stand out in chat, increase the chances that you'll sort of be recognized and the creator will respond to you, or whoever's on stage will react to your message.
Shout out Austin M Racing fan. Continue.
Yeah, exactly. You saw one of those earlier. Big shout out. And we've noticed some patterns in the way that those have been used. So they'll often come like from the same purchasers. You may see that somebody who supports you in one stream is regularly supporting you. So we see the repetition. I think the other dynamic that's been really interesting is we're seeing kind of the community style of participating in bulk, like one person power chats, a bunch of other people power chat all at the same time. Shout out to Leon over here who came up with the power streak, where you can often see rooms leveling up and getting huge bundles of power chats all together. So we wanted to build off of those insights to turn it into kind of a regular source of reliable income for our rooms. So today we'll be showing you room subscriptions. This allows creators and rooms to generate consistent income that will grow over time that they can depend on. And for community members, this will give you access to premium experiences within the room. So this could be anything from just standing out, being prioritized as a subscriber in your room, to having access to premium interactivity where maybe you're able to interact with the hosts or the other community members in ways that are exclusive for subscribers, to premium content. If a room chooses, they can make some of their streams or content available exclusively to subscribers. So yeah, before getting into that any further, I want to pass it over to Leon and to Joe, who designed and built this for us, and they're going to show you what this looks like and how it works.
Awesome. Thanks, Kevin. Gonna have a little room inception here, but just screen sharing my test room here so I can walk through some of the subscription states here from the point of view as a creator. So we have our typical settings button here, but now inside of the monetization section, we have a new menu item called room subscriptions. Like Kevin said, this is really a way for rooms to generate recurring revenue, but I think more importantly, you treat your most loyal community members to some exclusive access. So at this kind of landing state here, you see an overview of the different controls you'll have in terms of what access you can give subscribers in-house. So one of the primary ones being subscriber chat. So only subscribers can chat during sessions with this active. Same idea here for subscriber stage. Only subscribers will be able to request to speak. You can also paywall entire events, so you only want subscribers to actually get into the room during these events, so that's also an option there. And lastly, you'll also be able to paywall replays. So if you only want to give exclusive access to certain replays, you'll have the ability to do so. But with that said, I'm going to create my first subscription here. And for launch, we're only going to be supporting one subscription tier. I think we're going to wait and see how it goes, and then I think work from there to see if we need to add the ability to create multiple tiers. But let me create my first subscription. You'll be presented with a details panel here. So this is my super duper room. Let's call it super duper premium. Added some description text. So really just trying to sell through your subscription and what users will get if they become a subscriber. Just some placeholder text. And down here are what benefits you actually want to promote inside of the playback room for your actual subscription here. So like I said in the overview here, you'll have the option for chat, stage, replays, and events. This is really just kind of like a marketing option in terms of like what features do you actually want to market to users who are looking at your subscription. I'll leave them all toggled for now. But again, this is really just whether or not you want this to be displayed as a marketing point. Jumping over to the theme step here, we have a theme panel to basically style your subscribers and the indication that your subscribers will get. So by default, we have this set of 12 different options here. I'm pretty much like a blue room, so I think I'll probably choose the blue theme here just to match my other branding elements. We also have the option to upload your own badge. So this is the badge that represents the actual subscription tier. It pairs with the actual styling of the messages that subscribers will have. But I think I want something a little more custom than this default star here. So I'll upload my own. I've got a little gemstone prepped here because I want it to be iced out blue here. I'm going to go next. I think I'll probably set my price to 10 just to keep things chill on launch here. But we have this price setting menu here, a couple of defaults. You could also enter a custom amount if you prefer. But like I said, I'll keep things simple for now and keep it 10. I'll save and review. So right now my subscription's in a draft state. So you basically get a moment to look over all your details, make sure everything's good. You could edit from there, any particular section. And then I'm going to publish my subscription and I'll jump into some paywall states that I can activate. Awesome. So my subscription has launched here. It by default will launch on web automatically. There is a little bit of a grace period before the App Store and the Google Play Store will accept the subscription as a payment option. So that'll just take a couple of days. Correct me if I'm wrong, Joe, but I'm not sure the exact timing on that. But just flagging that there is a little bit of a lag before Apple Store and Google Play Store will actually support the subscription.
Yep, that's right.
I could also jump back into this subscription if I wanted to edit it, but I think it's good to go for now. You'll now see we got a subscribe button active here. Also, the subscription is featured on your room profile here at the bottom with my giant gemstone. But I'm just going to go live here. I'll just join the stage. I've got my live event and it's good to go. And now I also have this subscription button at the top of my toolbar here within my room. If I click that, it'll reveal a menu here with my different subscription settings. So if I wanted to basically paywall the entire event, anyone who's not a subscriber would be hit with a notification to become a subscriber if they tried to get into the event here. I could also do things like just individually toggle on subscriber chat, for instance, and subscriber stage I'll start with. So I'm going to update my event. You'll see that the styles update to reflect the theme of the subscription tier here. And then Joe, maybe you want to take over and see what it looks like from a room member's perspective within my room.
Yeah.
While Joe's grabbing that screen share, a quick question for you, Leon. I noticed that it called out how many subscribers you have in your sort of like room subscription menu. Is that how many are like live in your room, or is that like just the total count of how many subs you have, even if they're not actively in your current stream?
That's a good question. Yeah, it's the latter there. So when you're actually viewing the subscription details, that's the total count of all subscribers that are active. But if I'm in my room, I'd be able to see who's a subscriber within the viewers menu here as well. So you'd still have a tangible idea of like before you activate any of these subscriber settings, how many subscribers are actually in your room, just to kind of like give some context to that decision.
And along with the badge in your drop-down menu, are they also shown as like a subscriber rather than a member?
Yep, that on their detail.
On their detail?
Yep. I think this is still in dev, but this will be updated to show a subscriber here.
Awesome.
Again, this is just a test room right now, so we're still ironing out some bugs. But you see here that my room member Ari Tester here has his name highlighted in blue, and he also has my special subscription gem badge here.
Fancy, fancy. All right, Joe, take it away.
Cool. All right, thanks, Leon. So yeah, this is basically the audience view here. So I'm just going to show what it looks like to be paywalled in a room that you're trying to watch. So Leon has the stage and chat paywalled right now. So you can kind of see that by the gradient border. So if I open the stage menu, that request to speak button is now locked. And if I was to click that, we open up the purchasing modal where you can then go and subscribe and unlock all of the paywalled features. So Leon, maybe do you want to now paywall the entire event and we can show what that state looks like?
Yep, I'm all paywall the event.
All right.
Boom.
So as you saw, if you're in a live event that turns into a paywalled event, all of the non-subscribers will get basically kicked out and switched over to this state. So if there was a stream or if there was people on stage, I would no longer be able to see or hear them. And from here, I can go to the profile, see the subscription. I'll just go through the purchasing flow to show what it looks like when I unlock it. So I have a saved payment method here, just to speed this up. So as soon as you purchase it, you immediately get access. Now I have access to the chat. If I send a message, I now have that nice little gradient matching the color of the subscriber and the gem that Leon had uploaded for the icon.
Sick stuff. Sick stuff.
That's it.
Double D had a question on the revenue split that Kai's answered in chat, but for anyone that missed it, it's a 70-30 split, same as Power Chats.
Yep.
This stuff's awesome, guys. Awesome.
Yeah.
Quick question as well. I know we have a lot of sports betting communities that do like a premium Discord, or they're a dub club creator or something like that. Any thoughts of like integrations with other types of subscriptions on other platforms in the future, or gonna just sort of start here for now?
Yeah, that's a good question. We've definitely heard from creators who want to offer premium utility outside of Playback. And, we know it's common on subscription platforms like Patreon, for example, where if you subscribe, you get access to a Discord, or you get access to content off platform. So yeah, I think we would love to support anywhere you want to offer a premium service, whether it's here or whether it's making things accessible outside and just being able to use Playback to deliver those or to connect your subscribers with utility wherever it is.
Sweet. Well, hey, I really appreciate you all giving a sneak peek to the crew on powers or on room subscriptions. Last question, which I'm sure everyone's wondering: when does it launch?
Yeah, I think this week is when we're going to start rolling them out. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ari or Joe, but we have a few creators who have been really helpful to give us feedback as we've been designing the feature, who are planning to launch subscriptions very soon. But we also want to roll it out to other creators as quickly as we can. So if you are interested in getting early access to room subscriptions, I think Brandon just dropped a link here. Just kind of fill that out and we'll be rolling it out. I think after we have this in the wild for a little bit, get some feedback, make sure everything is working as intended, make any tweaks that are needed. Then we'll roll it out to all partner rooms, and then in the future, roll it out beyond that publicly available.
Awesome. Hey, appreciate the update, guys. That's Kevin, Leon, Joe. Appreciate you guys for sharing room subscriptions with us. And guys, I did drop that room sub sign up in chat. So if you're interested in being an early tester of the feature, definitely go ahead and fill that out. We'll take as many as we can. And then, as Kevin mentioned, we'll be releasing the feature to all partners here relatively soon in the coming weeks. So, hey, really appreciate it, guys. We'll catch you next time. Actually, Kevin, you'll be remaining with us here. Let's see if we can get Matt on stage, because we do have an update to give you all on roles and permissions.
Let's do it.
What's going on, Matt? We got Sam too. What's going on, Sam? I think Sam's just Golden State Warriors sad, maybe. Maybe that, no. Sam will be for our next segment. Go ahead, take it away, Matt. What's going on with roles and permissions?
I'm trying to hide my sad face right now. I'm not clicking through on Greer's post. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about the updates to roles and permissions. So as you may have seen, one of our mottos here is stream as a team. We want it to be easy for you to recruit your viewers, to contribute with you, to become co-creators, to become moderators, to basically turn this into a group show, a community show. And we have some roles and permissions that allow you to do that today. But we've heard from you that there's not enough flexibility in those roles and permissions. And you either don't want to give someone the full power of a creator, or you want to give them a little bit more power than a room member or a moderator. So ultimately, where we'll get to is customizable rooms and permissions, so you can do whatever you want and define your roles and permissions. But today we're taking a step in that direction by introducing a new role that we call the contributor role. And Matt worked on this and is going to show you what roles and permissions look like, and how you can add a contributor to your playback room.
Cool. Yeah, so let me just here. More room inception. But yeah, so to leverage, if you want to use the new contributor role, it's in the same spot where all the other ones are. So if you kind of just go to the room settings and then go to the room permissions, you can now see all the different roles in your room and then how many of each. So in this room, we just have a test account. Then you come here, and then we can assign them to the contributor. And so now this test account has been promoted to be a contributor. Similar to the mod and creator roles, they will also have this badge show up next to their name in chat to distinguish them as well as a contributor in chat and when they're on the stage as well. And then contributors are able to freely join the stage without being invited, and then they can also create clips.
Sweet. You're a chill guy, huh? I just saw your avatar for the first time. What a chill guy.
Oh yeah, I'm a chill Chelsea guy. I don't know why.
Question. Can contributors start and end streams?
No, they cannot.
Awesome. So for all of you communities out there that have 40, 50, 60, 70, hundreds of creators, and you guys are always saying, we don't know who ended the stream. Take some of those creators make them contributors. So contributors are going to be able to access the stage, create clips, also moderate chat, but they can't start and end streams. So this is definitely a good way for those rooms going through those issues to go ahead and mitigate them. Anything else for us on the contributor role, Matt?
No, that's about it.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and steal back the screen share then. Once again, the power of playback over here. We all get to be a part of this production. And it's time to bring our main man, Sam, up. Sam's going to tell us a little bit about what playback's going on for NBA All-Star Weekend. What's going on, Sam?
Oh, hanging in there. No, not too much to say here. It's just that All-Star happens to fall in our main city, or one of our main cities, in San Francisco. As you know, many of the playback team live in the greater Bay Area, and the entire creator ops team will be there. So I just want to put a call out to any and all playback creators. If you're in the Bay Area or you plan to be in San Francisco during the All-Star weekend, drop us a note in Discord. We're going to have a little private event on Saturday, and we'd love to have any creators come through. Not going to post details here, but just a call out to all creators. We want to hear from you. It'll be a good time. We might even live stream from the event. So if you guys cannot make it, you'll be able to watch along. Be on the lookout for that. 10 days away. Very close.
Yes, sir. Hit us up. Hit us up. We want to party with you All-Star Weekend. So like Sam said, let us know if you're interested. We'll send you the invite details. It's going to be a fun time, so roll on through. Got anything else for these good people, Sam?
I don't know. Do I? No.
I was going to say, hey, we got a lot of Warriors fans in chat. So if you got some news you want to break for us, we can make the time.
I got nothing for anyone. We got another 23 and a half hours of being tense and refreshing our phone every 5 to 10 minutes. Probably going to hop on Playback Live later and just kind of talk it through. Trade deadline. Fun stuff.
Fun stuff. Again,
my prediction is there will be at least one, if not more, crazy moves in the next 24 hours.
It feels like it's going to be an insane deadline, right? I mean, I feel like the Luka trade just set us up for something crazy.
Yeah, that one's like the most out of left field one I can remember in a very long time. But yeah, I'm curious. There's a bunch of stuff. It'll be a good time. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what streams we get as soon as we get some actual notifications of action.
No doubt. Reminder, everyone, go ahead. Make sure you schedule your NBA trade deadline streams in your playback room. It's probably going to be fire, so you better be out ahead of it. That's for sure. Hey, really appreciate it, Sam. Again, hit us up if you're interested in joining us over NBA All-Star Weekend for a little NBA cocktail hour. Okay, we are going to get into questions again for my simulcast crew over on YouTube, over on X. We love you. If you want to stay there and just listen, fine by me. But if you do want to come in here and be able to ask a question, you are going to have to hop into the playback room. So download the Playback app, hop in, come join us, or head to playback.tv/playback. That will also take you to the room. Okay, it is AMA time. So go ahead and hit me up with stage requests if you want to ask a question. Just keep it appropriate, but it doesn't even necessarily have to be playback related. Like if you want to ask a basketball question, a general sports question, question about me, question about playback, any and all of the above are fair game. Go ahead and hit me with those stage requests. Take them as they come. Okay. Looks like we got one stage request in. Don Demand is coming in. Don Demand, your stage request has been accepted. Don Demand, welcome to This Week on Playback. What's your question?
I had one question. It was because I usually am in Lowe's room or Gold Blood's room, and they always have questions about VIPs. And was there ever a discussion of more VIP? Because that's probably my only question about it.
Yeah, great question, Don Demand. Thanks for the question. So as far as VIPs go, we are right now limited to 20 VIP roles for each partner room. We are working to try to expand this access if we can. There really is no visibility to being able to do that. So we do anticipate sort of just keeping it at 20 for the foreseeable future. But with that being said, our goal and our vision for the future of viewing sports is to make it as accessible as possible. So you will see us continue to try to prove to leagues and networks that, making their product accessible is the key in the long run. And we're already seeing this start to happen, right? In a lot of leagues and networks, they're already thinking a lot in sort of along the same lines. So yeah, we will work to continue to give more folks more access to broadcasts over time on Playback, but we do plan on sticking to 20 VIPs for now. Anyone else has a question, go on ahead and hit that stage request. Kai's in the house. Kevin, what's up?
Hey, I'm checking out Double D's comments about screen sharing. Yeah, I would love to get more info if you can, but I'll just call out a couple tips on screen sharing. So one is if you open up your stream menu, you'll see optimize screen share for video is an option there. If you're seeing lag in your screen share, if you're screen sharing something high motion like a video, check that and it will optimize for like higher motion content. And then if you are just sharing something still and you just kind of want to have text that looks super sharp on the screen, leave that unchecked and it'll do higher resolution. So that's kind of one setting that's important if you're going to be screen sharing video or just going to be focusing on still content. For the microphone, yeah, I would love to learn more about like a specific scenario. I think one tip we'll tell people is if you're having issues with your mic, the browser the browser will typically do some noise canceling but if you have loud volume coming out of your speakers, having some headphones might be a good way for a speaker to address that. But yeah, otherwise we would love to look into any specific cases if this comes up again.
And Ari, our CTO, just dropped in chat that we're going to take a look at your room's data as well, Double D. So we'll make sure it's not a one-off room-specific situation that you got going on. Oh, we do have another stage request. I was about to say, y'all are shy. I'm about to have to go through the Playback text chat to start answering questions. All right, Mike Weisberg, we're accepting your stage requests. Come on up and ask me anything. Mike, what's going on, my man? Welcome to This Week on Playback. What's your question? Still with me, Mike? Oh, we're going to have to hit you with the countdown, Mike, in 5, 4, 3. Mike's gone. Okay. We have one more stage request. Austin M. Racing Fan. Oh, another one just popped in. Austin M. Racing Fan, your stage request has been accepted. Come on up, and we appreciate you for the power chat. Austin M. Racing Fan.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
I seen something on my Playback room that I haven't seen yet. It's the wrestling. It was on my schedule on Playback. And is there any updates about wrestling?
Great question. Great question, Austin M. Racing Fan. So yeah, you guys will see our partnered Playback creators. We'll see what we call partner-only streams available to schedule and host. These include basically broadcasts outside of NBA League Pass and EuroLeague TV with potential network and league partners that we're basically testing with, right? So as Austin M. Racing Fan pointed out, WWE is one of these partners that we're testing with. So you will see things like, Monday night or basically anything that's not exclusive to Netflix, you'll see as a partner-only stream. No updates as far as an official partnership with the WWE is concerned yet, but we will continue to support those partner-only streams again that are not exclusive to Netflix. And as a reminder, you as a host can watch those broadcasts as well as anyone with the VIP role in your room. But phenomenal question. All right, we have a few more stage requests. King, your stage request has been accepted. Come on up. Hey, King, what's going on? Welcome to This Week on Playback. What's your question?
Not much, Brandon. Appreciate Playback, you guys. Kevin as well. He usually actually helps me out with my WWE stuff as well. But my question for you, I have two questions. One, any update on the Gamecast for the scores? So when we simulcast to other, social medias. And secondly, how do you get on the main stage if that hasn't already been asked before?
Great questions. Great questions, King. Thanks for coming up. So I'll take them in reverse because honestly, I'm trying to remember your first question right now. But as far as the main stage goes, main stage, honestly, we are willing to main stage spotlight anyone that has a special stream scheduled. So what we're really looking for is for you to bring on some sort of special guest, have some sort of like really special sort of like setup scheduled for us to be able to spotlight it. And ideally, if we're being perfectly honest, we would like to see you be able to bring triple digit live concurrent viewers to those streams. So if you think that a stream can pull 100 plus live concurrent viewers, we'd absolutely love to listen to what you have planned and set up a main stage stream. It does take us, our team, on average, probably about a week to go ahead and set up all of the main stage assets and get your room set up to get that main stage spotlight. So definitely try to give us a little bit of lead time, try to plan ahead a bit, but absolutely, if you think a stream can pull 100 plus live concurrents, certainly let us know. We would love to support that. And yes, thank you, Ari. First question was about Gamecast. Kevin, are you up here to talk Gamecast? I think for the NBA, we have most regional networks supported for Gamecast. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I'd love to talk about Gamecast. The team is working on the Gamecast right now as we speak. One update that we're planning is to make Gamecast more accurate. I don't know if we mentioned this last time, but we're using computer vision to basically identify the score in the game in real time from the broadcast that you're watching. So we're not pulling it from a third-party source. We're pulling it directly out of the game that you're seeing so that our Gamecast is perfectly synced up, and anyone who can't see the game with you on Playback or on YouTube anywhere is able to sync up perfectly with you. So stay tuned for better accuracy in the Gamecast. Then there's more in the works too about the experience of the Gamecast, the different data we're going to show in the Gamecast, the different ways that people will be able to interact with the Gamecast in your room. But I'm going to keep my lips sealed on that because I think we want to show that to you soon.
We got more episodes. We got to do one of these every week, Kevin. So let's save
save that one.
Huh?
Yeah.
Thanks for hopping up, man. We have 2 more stage requests, and then we're going to go ahead and cut it off. Mike Weisberg is back. Let's hope we got our technical difficulties figured out here. Come on up on stage, Mike. Mike, what's going on, my man? Welcome to This Week on Playback. What's your question? You are muted, Mike. Mike, I think your mic needs to be selected.
No, we got a new one. New mic. Let's try that.
I got you.
That work? Cool.
Mike, your mic's good. What's your question?
Gets a little... All right. So one of the issues that I've been having involves private chat. Like usually, we might have Slack on or something else to communicate. Is there a way that we're looking at doing a private chat within Playback?
Great question, Mike. So I've actually experienced this as well as I dog food our product more and start streaming more on Playback. Yes, this is something we definitely want to do. There's sort of 2 thoughts around this. One is sort of like a more holistic approach, which is just adding some form of like direct messaging, right? DMing on the platform so that users can talk to other users. You can establish group DMs, things like that. I think maybe Mike, because we have talked about this previously, I know Mike is sort of speaking to what we've thrown around as like a producer mode, where basically folks who are a part of the live production, as an example here for this week on Playback, maybe I could have a private chat with like Kevin and Joe and Leon so that we could talk about some of the aspects of this production behind the scenes, backstage, as Kevin mentions, and not necessarily have everyone hear them. So yeah, it's definitely something that we want to implement. No plans right now, nothing like in the works that I can sort of speak to. That green room concept, but we will certainly share that, continue to tune into these This Week on Playbacks, and I'm sure one of these soon you'll see us start to talk about that feature. And also, Ari just dropped a poll, so if you guys can go ahead and vote in that poll, it'll help us start to build out the scope of what that project looks like. So please do answer that. Who should have access? To backstage chat? Only creators, contributors, and mods, or should we have separate chats for each? Go ahead and put in your votes now. Okay, DTLF. For those in the know, you'll know that's Dan, the Lakers fan. Your stage request has been accepted. Come on up, my man.
Hey, how's it going, Brandon? Thank you so much.
What's going on, Dan? Welcome to This Week on Playback. What's your question, man?
Got a couple of questions. So the first one is, are you guys ever planning on incorporating third-party streaming services like StreamYard? Because like I find it on YouTube, like I got 25,000 plus subscribers. It helps me interact with my community and just highlight comments and stuff like that.
Yeah. Do you have a second question, just out of curiosity?
Yeah, the second question is also, I do gaming on here, so I wanted to see if there was like an easier way, or if you guys were ever going to incorporate a second camera, because I can only display like through my capture card the gaming and never like a webcam or anything like that. So
Great questions, Dan. Appreciate you hopping up. I might need Kevin's help a little bit on this one. Yeah, and Ari, I was gonna bring in the big guns for this one. Kevin, Ari, you want to take this one for me?
I'll say just like something briefly. So I think it's a really good suggestion or request, and we've definitely heard this a lot, especially from more established streamers who are used to streaming on other platforms. So we definitely want to make sure that everyone is able to use the setup that they're comfortable with and stream, make the most interactive and sophisticated production that they want to. So the issue that we have is that being based around live games and kind of prioritizing the synchronized experience, some of the technology that powers those other streaming platforms like Twitch or YouTube Live wouldn't work, because that, it's a higher quality stream that has to buffer. And that's why when you stream on something like Twitch or YouTube Live, there's usually a 5 to 10 second delay from what you're actually saying into the camera and when your users see it. So it's not really part of our kind of core philosophy right now as a platform that's focused on the live sports use case. But I think for use cases like gaming or more kind of one to many broadcasts where you're less focused on that kind of live real-time interactivity, I think that we absolutely should support a method like RTMP or integrating StreamYard or whatever other method that you would like to ingest your stream into Playback. So that's something that we definitely will look at. It's not a near-term priority, just kind of given everything that we're trying to do around live sports. But it's something that we always are thinking about, and we'll make sure to try to work on as soon as possible.
Yeah, one other call out too for the solutions that could work live. Some people will use OBS virtual camera or any other program that allows you to use a virtual camera, and that works really well with Playback because it is zero latency, whereas using like a RTMP thing will give you that delay that Ari's talking about. So if you are interested in combining your gaming feed with your camera and kind of producing that however you want, or capturing audio from outside of your application, you can use OBS and then just pull that into Playback with the virtual camera.
Yeah, hit us up in the Discord if you guys need any help with that. We have some docs on our docs page, docs.playback.tv, with instructions for how to set all that stuff up. So hopefully that can get you at least halfway there for now.
Appreciate you guys.
Cool.
I gotta say, this stuff's pretty cool too. Like, you can get your, CTO and co-founder to pop on stream. He's a live streamer now, baby. You got your head of product popping up on demand. It's pretty cool stuff, not gonna lie. So hopefully we answered your questions there, Dan, the Lakers fan. We do still have a couple more questions. Nacho DC, who we have seen have some massive Playback streams lately. So shouts out to you, Nacho. Your stage request has been accepted. Welcome to This Week on Playback. What is your question?
Hi. Well, first of all, my English sucks, okay?
Way better than my Spanish.
So I wanted to ask you, have you ever considered pop-up alerts on a screen? For example, when someone subscribes?
Yeah, great question, Nacho. So this is actually something that I requested of our team recently. Not only to be able to get like a notification or to see when someone subscribes, because obviously when someone subscribes, you probably want to shout them out, right? You probably want to give them some recognition, give them a thank you. But outside of just subscribing, maybe when folks join your room as a room member, maybe when folks, like, there are certain activities that happen in your room that you want to acknowledge your users for. So this is definitely something that we want to add into the product. Again, we are still kind of a smaller team, but we do iterate really quickly. So it's not anything that we're planning for this cycle. So likely won't see anything in the next couple months on that front, but certainly something that we want to look to add to the product over time. And DJack on DMing, we did cover that a little bit. We will have replays of this posted, and we will be posting clips of the session, just like you should be posting clips of your Playback live streams as well. But on the DMing side of things, yes, we're certainly looking to add some format of DMing / a backstage mode, right, where a certain cohort or group can discuss things about the production. And by the way, Nacho, you're underselling your English, man. You're underselling your English capabilities. All right, I am actually going to cut it off at 2 more, and then we have to run here. Boards to Buckets up next. Just accepted your request. Come on up on stage. And a reminder to those of you watching on X or on YouTube, if you want to be able to ask these questions next time, join this Playback thing. Download the Playback app. Come to playback.tv/playback. Come rock with us. Boards to Buckets. Come on up. Here we go.
Hey, can you hear me?
I sure can. What's going on, Dream? Long time no talk. Welcome
Great.
Playback. What's your question?
Yeah. So this one has to do more with scheduling. So it's more of a long-term request, but I did want to have you guys at least on your radar, just some of the ways that I can find more efficient scheduling. So one would be the filtering. So right now the filtering is at the league level. It would be really cool if that could turn into sort of a category that I can filter down to teams. So let's say, for instance, for the month of March, that if I want to do only Lakers games, I can filter out Lakers, and then I can just start scheduling throughout the month. So an extra filter layer, I think, would be great for just optimizing my schedule. And that's really sort of the basis of success that I found in streaming, is planning things ahead of time. So that's one thing. And then the next thing would be actually moving that schedule into a calendar that's outside of Google, because I typically go and just drop that, the event to my Google Calendar. And then that's sort of how I keep up with it. But it would be really cool to have an actual calendar interface that I could not only look at, but that could also be in my playback room for my audience. That I think would be really conducive to people who sort of, do these things or plan ahead of time, I guess. So that's just what I want to flag. It could be more of a long-term programming barrier, but just wanted to flag that because that could really optimize, I think, scheduling for hosts.
Appreciate you, Dream. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming up. Thanks, Dream and Boards to Buckets. Yeah, that makes all the sense in the world, being able to filter by team. And also, even we've thrown around the idea of being able to bulk schedule. So you mentioned like Lakers games as an example, Dream. If you wanted to just go ahead and bulk schedule the rest of the season of Lakers games, something we want to be able to implement for you as well. Also, I'm going to drop a link here in chat. So great product suggestions and product feedback there, Dream. The link I just dropped in chat is actually a place you can share your product feedback with our team. We look at this all the time. I should say Kevin looks at this. Kaiser looks at this all the time. So if you ever have a product suggestion, feature suggestion, things like that, go ahead and hit up that link. Let us know. We absolutely take a look at that stuff for sure. Yes. And Mike, great call. Great call. Also in Discord, we accept feedback as well. All right. Last question. Our guy, Prop God, you saw him earlier in the main stage spotlight graphic with Ballers Only. Come on, Prop. What you got for me? Welcome to This Week on Playback. What's your question? We got you, Prop? Come on, Prop. All right, we're going to hit our countdown, Prop. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got to shut it down, Prop. But I'll tell you what, Prop. You absolutely know how to get a hold of me, so definitely hit me up with your question. I'll be happy to answer. Oh, you're refreshing? Okay, you know what? We'll try it one more time. Let's try this one more time, Prop. All right, Prop. Welcome to This Week on Playback.
What's
your question? Yeah,
am I good now? See there. You know what? That's kind of crazy because that's one of my issues. Whenever I connect, I heard someone else say it too. My microphone, it does that where I have to restart the browser each time that I've been starting my streams this week.
Let's troubleshoot with you on that, like as soon as we can, for sure. What's your question?
Cool. So I was gonna say, as far as like scheduling the rooms, like today, I was able to set a reminder for this, right? But I didn't get the alert when you went live. I don't know if it was because I was live, at the same time. But is it possible for us to for our members to be notified when we schedule a room, so that way they get a push notification that, hey, Props is going to go live at this time, and then you can set a reminder, and then once they go live, we can remind them again. Because I've been having some people lately come in the chat. I told you in the DMs too, that they said they haven't been getting the alerts that I'm going live, and I feel like it's a great way to get more people in tune with the screens, because I've had people pull up to the screens like, hey, I didn't know you were still going live. I just been catching you. I don't know when you go live. I just catch the replays. So if we can get them to where whenever we schedule something, they get the alert, and then boom, they add it to the calendar. Then when we go live for that stream, it alerts them again. I was trying to see if that's possible.
Great question, Prop. Great question, Prop. I'm gonna call Kevin up here if you're still here, Kevin. So you might have noticed that we actually did send for our main stage spotlights. We have been testing some like custom notification flows. Custom notifications are something we're certainly interested in, Kevin, if you want to speak to that.
Yeah, and also following up, I think Ari was clarifying, I believe if you are already connected to the room, like maybe if you have it open in a tab, you won't get a notification. But Ari, do you recall if you are using the Playback app, but maybe in another room, would you still get a push notification in that case? Okay, got it. But yeah, that's maybe something to think through. So yeah, it should work as long as you're not already in the room. And if there are any cases where you notice somebody not getting a notification, just reach out to us with their username and we can inspect to make sure it's working all right. But yeah, to go back to the first question, custom notifications, I think is a really big one. We see people use Playback in kind of interesting ways that show that this is what they want. Like people will change the event, like schedule a new event that starts in a couple of minutes and use a different event title as a way to send out topical notifications throughout your event. So maybe we can make that behavior more natural. But I also really like that idea of scheduling an event and being able to notify people when you schedule something, or maybe even just posting an announcement anytime, even if you're not scheduling an event or going live. Ultimately, we want to give you the control over how to use your room and interact with your room members.
No doubt. Well, that's gonna do it for our first episode of This Week on Playback. A reminder, we did this one on a Wednesday because the trade deadline's tomorrow at noon. Schedule those Playback streams for the NBA trade deadline. But we will be doing this every week on Thursdays at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern moving forward. So make sure you add that to your calendar. Noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern every Thursday. To my YouTube and Twitter crowds, come hop in this Playback room so you can ask some questions on stage next time. Thank you. Appreciate that. My name's B-Tao from Playback. Appreciate you joining us for This Week on Playback. Until next week, y'all. Catch you later.